Hey y'all, thank you for joining me for Soul Food Sundays. If it's your first time joining me, my name is Keita. Welcome. And if you've been rocking with me for a minute, welcome back. I'm so excited about the message that is coming forth for you guys, and it's actually been sizzling in my spirit for about a week and a half now. But I had not felt like doing a reading. So today I'm hot and ready, like Little Caesars. You hear me? So I'm definitely going to be obedient to what the Spirit is leading me to bring forth. And I literally got the title for this month's Soul Food Sundays over a week ago. So I know I have a gist of what we're talking about here, which is the significance of light. One day I was having like download after download after download after download after download about just how important it is to shine our light, what it looks like to shine our light, how significant shining your light is to the collective at this point in time in life in this realm. And just how strong and powerful the light is. And so we're going to talk about all of that. One thing that stood out to me was, if you are familiar with the concept of light and dark, if you are a light worker, if you are in tune with your spiritual gifts to some degree, if you're curious about what that even is, you're probably an empath. And an empath is one who has a level of energetic sensitivity, that you absorb energy easily. And because of that, you have these psychic gifts because of your sensitivity, that you're tapped into your spiritual gifts, or able to identify your spiritual gifts because of your insensitivity, your sensitivity, not insensitivity. And so we needed to be very, very, very mindful of how we are stewards of our light, how we are stewards of our energy, how we are stewards of our sensitivity. If you are a massage therapist, you're an energy worker. If you are a cashier, you're an energy worker. Whatever you do on a day-to-day basis, you are interacting with other people's energy. You are exchanging energy with other people, and dependent upon how empathic you are, because not everybody has the same level of empathy or sensitivity. And you can pick up on that when you're talking to people about shit of a serious matter and they could care less. You know what I'm saying? And it depends on how they express it too, because some people, they're emotional and empathic, they just don't know how to express it. But we talking about empaths, like, can watch a movie and boo-hooing, you know what I'm saying? Just have to draw strong boundaries because you know you're too sensitive. I know me, I'm to the point where, and I love my music loud, especially my trap music. But when I tell you, I can't listen to it for too long and I'm like, oh, turn that shit off. When just a few minutes ago, I was like, oh shit, turn that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that sensitive to energy. Certain movies. I watched The Equalizer 3 a few weeks ago. I love the Equalizer trilogy. Denzel, you cannot go wrong with Denzel in a movie, if you ask me. So I love the other two. Saw the third one's on Netflix, watching it. I was like, ooh, this graphic is fuck. Do y'all have to show the brains coming out the head when he shoot him? He can't just shoot him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that sensitive. If I see rape in a and I'm not a victim of sexual trauma in that way, but tears, you would have thought I'm triggered and something happened to me. I'm very empathic. I'm that sensitive. I'm empathic to the point where when it's about to rain, I get sore. They call that arthritis. I think it's rheumatoid. It runs in my family. Mine is not that bad because of the way I eat. supports a more anti-inflammatory diet, you know what I'm saying? And so that helps me with the arthritis. But if it's about to rain, my knees and shit get to hurting. I'm like a walking weather lady. You know what I'm saying? That's empath. That's being an empath. That's empathy. And it identifies itself. It shows up in so many different ways. So I pull cards. I said all that to say I pull cards from the what's the name of this deck? I rarely use it, but I love it. The art and everything. Exploring the Empath's Oracle. I got this deck maybe 2 years ago when I was on this horrible, really bad, stupid, stinking ass trip to Miami. And this was like the one good thing that came out of it. I made it to the beach and I made it to a metaphysical store where I got this deck. Everything else was crap. And so I pulled some of these cards just to get a message for those of you who resonate with being an empath. If you don't, you still want to stay tuned because you may be interacting with people who are very empathic. And this can help you better relate to them and also support them. Y'all forgive my nails. They look a shitty mess. And I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't been studying going to get them done. Like last thing on my to-do list. But I can't deny that they look awful. So the first message that came out at the top of the deck was number 16, releasing emotional weight. And when I tell you what the messages that are coming out here, it is very, this time that we're in winter, by the time y'all get this message, we will have had Imbolc, IMBOLC, which is I think it's the Celtic holiday that is celebrated to celebrate, the midway, being at the midway point between winter and spring. So it's like, whoo, the sun, I can see the sun peeping through the clouds. We almost there. You know what I'm saying? Which also happens to be my great-grandmother's birthday. Maferde Foon Lavera Albrooks Evaye, my love, my head ancestor in charge. It's also her birthday, which is very significant because my birthday is the first day of spring. So I really feel like there's some divine feminine connection to the role that she and I both play in our lineage as to why our birthdays are on such significant days. But that being the case, we are in winter right now. You know what I'm saying? We at the midway point, and this is the time to hibernate. This is the time to be in solitude. This is the time to go within and tap into your intuition. Check in with your body, journal, enjoy solitude or the safety of people whom you feel at home and are comfortable with, and just do some internal work before you pop out in the spring, blossoming and harvesting and bringing forth new goals and just being outside. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being the case, we're needed to do some release some emotional weight. You know, it's easy to put on physical weight in the wintertime. You eating heavy, you emotionally eating. A lot of people emotionally eat around the holidays, and we in the house, so we eating root vegetables like, you know, potatoes and yams, and we eat heavier in the wintertime, thick soups and breads and pies and cakes and all of the things. But you not only want to be mindful of your diet and what you're eating, but you want to detox as we are going into the astrological new year, which is what spring is. You want to release and detox emotional weight. Take inventory of how you feeling. You can't do that if you constantly moving and grooving and surrounding yourself with distracting yourself with people, places, and things. You know what I'm saying? You got to take some time out to really go within and check in with yourself and do the work to purify. I posted a picture of a spiritual bath that I made for a client, which was a purification bath to cleanse that particular client's energy. So you may want to do some of that, you know what I'm saying? Get you a white bath going. If you need an assistance in that area, let me know. If you're not local, I can make a batch, mail it to you, send the instructions. If you're local, definitely get with me if you're interested, so we can get that emotional detox going, that emotional spiritual release of things that you've been carrying that affect your light. It affects your wattage. It's one of the things that dims your light. And then we had number 13, which is transforming empathic absorptions. Because as an empath, you absorb people's energy. For many of you, you coming to realize you be around some real Debbie Downers on a regular basis. Some negative Nancy's, some negative Nathaniels. You know what I'm saying? People who just are very fake, phony. Because some of them, they positive, but it's pseudo positivity. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't authentic. They just saying what they feel like is the right thing to say at the right time type thing. Either way, it's draining and you've absorbed it. Why keep putting yourself in those positions? If you work a job where that's the case and you're around people like that, depending on how bad it is, you may want to rethink where you working, your career path. Like, really think about what you got going on that is draining your energy. It could be the music that you're listening to, just all 11, the people that you surround yourself with, who you sleeping with. Well, definitely. We exchanging energy as we're having sexual intercourse with people. You know what I'm saying? And for many of you, that can be a case where you are, say, a masculine energy, whether masculine a man or a woman, but you're a masculine energy and you're with a woman who's an energy vampire, a Jezebel spirit, a succubus that's draining your energy. Your pockets, your resources, your time, making your head hurt, and vice versa. Because there are men who are like that too. And I'm trying to think, what's the word for that? Because you got the feminine that's a succubus, and I think the masculine energy vampire is a incubus. I don't know, but it go both ways. So you want to be mindful of the energy that you are absorbing. And choose your experiences wisely. Definitely ties into the other two messages. Because ultimately, you have a choice. If you keep choosing to show up to these situations that are dimming your light is precious. It's valuable. It's what you came here to do in this lifetime. It's the whole point of your being at this very point in history. Is why you, with your valuable self, are here. And so anything that comes in between that and does not celebrate, reinforce, strengthen, support, that it's something you may need to consider making a different choice about, because it's a hindrance. I'm the type of person, I tell people all the time, yo, if I can't help you, I damn sure ain't here to hurt you. Okay, so I'm not gonna be your problem. I don't want it on me to be the thing that's distracting you from your purpose, or hindering you from your purpose, or walking or standing in your life, or really whatever it is that you wanting to do with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's in alignment with the divine or not. And so, if I can't help you, if I can't add value to what you got going on, I am not gonna be the one to take away from it. You know what I'm saying? That just ain't I don't want that a jacket on my back. And so choose experiences wisely. Stop walking around playing the victim. Like everybody got you fucked up. They did this to me. They did that to me. No. Look at where you're playing a part in the situation and you're choosing to keep showing up for the bullshit. Okay? Because we got choices. Trust me. I have had to make some very difficult choices in order to protect my peace. As a matter of fact, some of the most difficult choices I've ever had to make in my life, I have had to make within this past year in order to protect my peace and in order to honor the significance of my life. Because it's just that important. And God has given me the stamp of approval. You know what I'm saying? About the lessons that I've learned, the obstacles and hurdles that I have jumped, the boundaries that I've put in place so that I am protecting my life. And baby, this one right here, you can't play victim, because you're going to have to confront them inner demons. represented by the number 18, which breaks down to a 9. We breaking these cycles, y'all. Breaking these chains that are keeping our light from shining at their full wattage. In order for you to take back everything that the locust has stolen, in order for you to be restored, you're going to have to do that shadow work. And you're going to have to confront your inner demons. And that means you're going to have to confront not only your low vibrational behaviors, but your fears. That shit that you're scared of, that you're scared to do, instead of running from it, you're going to have to run straight to it. So take me for example. I have long had a fear of swimming. When I was in the summer between 5th and 6th grade, I went to some cabins with a friend of mine. Her family had a cabin in some nearby area. And all of us, little group of friends from elementary school, since we weren't going to be seeing each other no more, we went on to their cabin. Her mom took us to their cabin. And I drowned in the 5 feet. I'm only 4'11", y'all, and I'm finna be 40 years old. So you can imagine what height I was in 5th, 6th grade, right? But I was like scaling the side of the pool, not really thinking about the fact that the further I went down, the deeper the water was. And my hand slipped from the side of that pool, and baby, I went down, down, down. All I remember after that was somebody coming to get me and my ass panicking, and I was about to drown both of us. But I knew from there, like, yo, this swimming shit, not my thing. Prior to that, when I was living with my great grandma, she put me in swimming lessons at the Y. I remember going. I don't know why the fuck to this day I still don't know how to swim, but that didn't work out either. So there's that, right? So I started going through my journey. I started, I had a past life regression with a professional hypnotist. And I don't know what it is about me in Miami, but I did that in Miami too. Anyway, I did the past life regression session, and one of the visions that I had while under hypnosis was myself, just on 17, which may be significant to somebody, as a little boy. I was a little boy in a backyard by myself. Somehow I end up in that pool in the backyard at somebody's house, and I drowned. I died. I was floating on the top of this pool. I saw a light leave from the crown of my head and go up to the sky, and I became a star. It was daylight, but by the time the light reached the sky, I was a star, which I very much identify with being a star seed, and I believe that when our bodies leave this realm, that's what happens, and I believe we originate from the stars. And so prior to having any knowledge of that type of shit being like researched and all of that, that was the vision that I had. But it made such explanation for me, that deep fear of swimming. So what I do, I get with my trainer that I was working out with at the gym, and I'm like, yo, you think you can teach me how to swim? And he was like, yeah, but you're gonna have to switch gyms. So the gym that was like down the street cost more, but at the time I had it, and it had an outdoor pool. So that's how I ended up switching gyms so that I could take swimming lessons and confront that fear, that deep-seated fear of swimming, because I feel like it limits me. I love to travel. When I travel, I want to swim. I don't want to feel like I'm so scared of something that it holds me back from the joy that I want to experience in life. So whatever it is, I'm going to face it. When I was in therapy, I had this deep-seated fear about confronting somebody very significant in my life, about a lot of the pain and hurt and mistreatment that I had experienced. And I was like, I'm willing to face whatever I'm paying this lady to tell me to face and give me the tools to do itself for that thing. But just this year, I faced that thing. You know what I'm saying? And so our freedom comes from facing our fears and confronting our inner demons. So whether it's your bad habits, whether it's who you are connected to and what you entertain and the negative energy that you are absorbing, you're going to have to confront it. And I'm going to read the message of confronting inner demons so we could get a better understanding of specifically what that's talking about. But I'm going to go ahead and read the other two messages and then double back to that. So the next message is number 40, bonding with the rhythm of life. If I could pick the card up, I could show y'all the card. And it's basically saying, stop resisting. Where you are in life, where you're being challenged to grow and expand and stretch, fall into it. If you don't know how, if you don't know what, seek the assistance of people who do. Get your ass out in these YouTube streets and start Googling and searching and looking into some stuff. Crack open a book. Don't believe everything that you read, but if it resonates with you, go as deep as you can so that you're falling in alignment with your expansion instead of resisting it. And that alone is draining you. You're an empath. You can't afford it. And you're an empath because you are meant to shine your light. You got a lot to do in this lifetime, and you're not able to do it when you're allowing low vibes, other people's negativity, letting people project their fears and shit on you when you got your own demons to work with. You know what I'm saying? It's just so many things that come against us when we have divine purpose. But fucking with me, you gonna have the tools to move through all of that, because I'm serious about my calling. And I take pride and I'm honored to do this work, you know what I'm saying? Because I know what God done brought me from. And so if God could do it for me, definitely do it for y'all, right? At the bottom of the deck, very important work. It's significant, just like releasing emotional weight, which we had at the top of the deck, and transforming empathic absorptions. Is just as important as choosing experiences wisely and confronting your inner demons and bonding with the rhythm of life. Wherever life is taking you, go with the flow. Do not swim against the tide. You're needing to shield, protect, and ground. Shield your energy. When you're meditating, imagine protective white light over you, shielding negative energy from penetrating your light body. Protect yourself. Get you some protection crystals. Pray. Do not sleep on the power of prayer. Call in them ancestors to protect you on a day-to-day from danger seen and unseen. Ground. Get outside. Get out in nature. Y'all, when I tell y'all, one thing that's significant about the light is gonna shine on them dark spaces within you. And so one thing that's been coming to my awareness is the need for me to be as good of a friend to myself as I am to other people. And because I'm such an empathic, sensitive, giving, loving, nurturing, divine, feminine energy, that shit's second nature to me. You know what I'm saying? But I have to do that shit for myself too, because I can't give from an empty cup, right? So I've been being reminded to be as good of a friend to myself as I am to other people, which includes doing the things for myself that keep me healthy, that keep me whole. All this stuff that I'm saying for y'all to do, I'm being reminded to do those same things for myself and to give myself some tough love sometimes. And not like tough love like verbally abusing myself or no shit like that, but just the way I keep it a buck with my friends and shoot straight from the hip. You know what I'm saying? I need to do that with me, with myself sometimes, about my circumstances. So like for instance, today I think I went outside today for the first time, and I can't even tell you how many days I've been in this house, chilling, sleeping, resting, meditating, journaling, cooking, cleaning, but I had not been outside. And I know it's important for me as an empath to get my black ass outside and ground. Let the sun hit this melanin. You know what I'm saying? Let the sun hit this crown chakra and absorb some of them light rays and get some of that vitamin D3. Like, that is so important for me as an empath, and I ain't been doing it. And I had, when I got out today, because one of my own girls came to get me to go take care of some things, and when I got out, I was like, ooh, Keita, how long you been in this house? Like, Oh, girl, come on. You ain't even check the mailbox. Like, it's been days. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't been weeks, but it's been days. And I'm like, I could have been getting out to sit on the back porch or something. Having to be the friend to myself that I have been being to other people, because can't nobody come tell me that they have been doing what I've been doing and ain't been getting outside grounding or getting some sunlight or getting some fresh air, and I not be that one that be like, now you know, get your ass outside. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't play by my people. I it's not just the surface level things that I care about when it comes to my people. I care about your emotional health. When I ask you how you doing, I don't want to know what you doing. I want to know how you doing. I be letting people slide if I ask you how you doing and you say, oh, I'm building a castle. You know what I'm saying? There's a part of me that picked up on that and be wanting to say, that's not how you doing. I said, how are you? You know, I said, how you feeling? But I'm that person. I do care. I ain't just asking for shits and giggles and preliminary, you know, progression of the conversation. But I gotta do that for myself. And so that's part of the lesson as we continue to understand and protect our light and understand the significance of our light. So I'm gonna circle back to read Confronting Inner Demons, but look into ways to shield your energy. Work with Archangel Michael to help shield your energy. With protection, you can work with obsidian and different crystals that'll help to protect your energy. There are also different crystals that you can work with, especially in the wintertime when we I know if you like me, I don't really want to be out in the cold. It ain't been that cold the past few days, so I have no excuse. I could have been getting my ass outside. But get you some petrified wood, which is a good grounding crystal. Some hematite, which is a good grounding crystal. Another thing that you could do is get you a pot with some soil in it and just run your fingers through. You want to work with natural elements. Get you some plants, some indoor plants. Again, at the time that I'm recording this, it's winter. So a lot of us are not getting outside and grounding the way we should. We definitely ain't trying to go outside barefoot in earth and plant our feet in the grass or whatever. But do something to help ground you, because what will happen is, especially if you're working on your energetic body, if you're working on cleansing your energy and you meditating and you working with your upper chakras, but that ground is going to help you work with your lower chakras, especially your root chakra, which is all about grounding. And you can do grounding meditations as well, which is a shit ton of them on YouTube. So make sure that you're being intentional and proactive about shielding, protecting, and grounding. Now I can circle back to confronting inner demons, because I'm feeling like that's a major key. And that's something that a lot of us shy away from, because when we go through shit, we want to point at everybody and everything outside of us, instead of from a very healthy place taking inventory of what's going on within us that attracted that experience with the shit outside of us. You know what I'm saying? But again, because I love you, I'm not gonna let you do that. That's not the thing that's gonna help you grow. It's not the thing that's gonna help your light shine. It's not the thing that's gonna help you glow. It's not the thing that's gonna help you walk in your life purpose. It's not the thing that's not the loving thing to do, period. And I'm gonna do the loving thing. I'm not gonna do the thing that slaps a band-aid on whatever you got going on. And so it says the essential themes of confronting inner demons is gaining control over the darker aspects of our personality, understanding the origin of anger, sadness, and other heavy emotions, and recognizing that negative emotional imprints can be healed. You don't have to settle for shit that you've experienced in life and what it left you with. There's an antidote for all of it. Don't minimalize and marginalize God like that. God can wipe the slate completely clean for you. For those of you who are Jesus believers, I am. I'm not so totally sold on the entire story as it is told in the Bible, but I believe in Jesus. I believe in Christ. But you know, the story is that Jesus died for our sins, hung, bled, and died for our salvation. If you believe that, why don't you believe that God can cleanse you that you're cleansed of your sins, that you have salvation. Ain't that the story you don't buy into? Ain't that the light that drives you, the battery in your back? You know what I'm saying? So that being the case, why don't you believe that your negative emotional imprints can be healed? Jesus was a healer. Story that I've been bought into, the story that I've read, you know what I'm saying? My experience of Jesus has been of Jesus as a healer just like you. And so it says this image symbolizes the courage to dive into our own darkness, since it is a part of our duality. Not dealing with it inevitably leads to imbalance. You cannot ignore your darkness. You know, you got people that's out here talking about love and light. Incense, sage, and Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they on. And any mention of the dark or darkness or the shadow work, they like, oh my God, what? No thanks. Yes, sis. In order to be in balance, you're gonna have to explore both, because they both within you and both are of God. God is all things, light and dark. So it says, since it is a part of our duality, not dealing with it inevitably leads to imbalance. Without darkness, there is no light. And this picture is about the courage to acknowledge what we really are on the deepest level of truth. We talk about the significance of light. Without darkness, there is no light. So you got to explore the darkness too. Namely, light and shadow. Both have their place in this world, and only by dealing with both, including our abysses, can we grasp the wholeness of ourselves. Baby, the abysses, them deep, dark corners and crevices and caves and holes of shit that we holding on to that we don't want nobody to know about. Our sexual trauma, our sexual imperversions, our inner child wounds, our insecurities and fears, that shit that we shove way in the back of the closet, the skeletons that we don't want to come out. And that's why we prevent ourselves from getting intimate and comfortable and vulnerable with other people, because we don't want nobody to see it. Baby, you're gonna have to let that shit out. There's something on I think it was Instagram, some on the World Wide Web of these skeletons coming out of a closet and they dancing. Let that shit out. Somebody gonna love and accept you regardless. That's New Earth. That is the atmosphere, the environment, the world that we are creating. That is why our light is significant. That is why we are to protect it at all costs. And that is why we are to confront our inner demons, so that people just like you and me, with shit that is not as desirable, that ain't as cute as what we present to the world on an everyday basis, can come out. So we can be seen for who we really are, our light and our dark, instead of this perfect persona that we put on and present to people and hope that, you know, our less desirable parts don't show themselves. And if they do, we hope that somebody will accept it. No, you accept it. You accept it, and then other people ain't got no choice but to accept it or get the fuck on. One or the other. So it says, we all have little demons that can insidiously infiltrate our God-given positivity on a regular basis. Some may say these demons are part of our psyches, while others may say that they are external sentient beings. Personally, I believe that both can be possible simultaneously. Pulling this card is an indication that you must invoke the necessary confidence it takes to look into those shadowy spaces of the emotional body. Anger is also a theme of this card. Anger is what can be termed as secondary emotion, meaning that it is a feeling that manifests due to an underlying emotion such as sadness, rooted in trauma or low self-esteem. Get to the root of where your anger comes from. You're mad about something other than what you portraying to be mad about. What on the surface you're mad about. There's something deeper there. I never forget, I used to get angry and annoyed when people were very vocal. Meanwhile, my throat chakra was shot to hell. Whole bunch of shit I needed to be saying. I had been shushed as a child. You know what I'm saying? With this natural gift for reading and talking, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to do morning announcements and MC programs and go to different teachers' classes and read out loud to their students and shit like that. But somewhere along the lines, some people told me to shut the fuck up, or that it wasn't cute to be that girl. It wasn't cool to be that girl. And then here I go, out here growing up, especially like by the time I got to college, despising people who are very vocal and comfortable with using their throat chakra, because I'm not just annoyed that they talk too much, or you know what I'm saying, they're confident in talking. I'm angry about the shit that I've experienced and therefore projecting it onto them. It's levels to this shit, y'all. And that's okay. That's okay. This work may require that you disassociate from everybody who has this particular image of you that they cannot let go of, and make space for people and opportunities to just be your authentic, raw, emotional, dark self. Give people the opportunity to accept you for your light and dark, and also give yourself the opportunity to see who will accept you for your light and your dark. All you gotta do, show up and courageously keep it a buck. Take that mask off, shed that skin like a snake, and allow yourself to be rebirthed. But you have to have the courage to dive into your shadows first and foremost. So it says, details and personal histories aside, we are all capable of moving on with our lives, even if the process of lightening the emotional baggage takes a long time. With patience gifted towards ourselves, we can gain more solid and realistic control of our thoughts and emotions. That goes back to what I was saying about me being a better friend, or as good of a friend to myself as I am to other people. I'm not the most patient person, but if I love you, I definitely understand the importance of having more patience with you. That being the case, I need to be more patient with myself. Them times where I got goals and I ain't reached them days where as an empath, I'm so drained and like don't have the energy because I done had major motion pictures in my dreams and don't feel like I got no rest. I'm downloading information and channeling information to bring to the collective or whatever the case. And then I had a nerve to be like, girl, you being lazy. You know, and be hard on myself because I didn't get something that was on my to-do list done. When if one of y'all came to me with that, I'd be like, yo, you're doing God's work. What the fuck you mean you lazy? That takes a lot of work. Have some compassion for yourself. Be patient with yourself. We got to do this work, y'all. This is not the fun stuff. It's the stuff that's worth it, but it ain't the fun stuff. This self-love work. So it says, with patience gifted toward ourselves, we can gain more solid and realistic control of our thoughts and emotions. Our thoughts, emotions, and experiences are only aspects of ourselves, because in the end, we are pure spirit. Y'all, we pure spirit in these fucking meat suits. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't all it is to us. Skin, lips, teeth, eyes, eyebrows, ears, nipples, penis and vagina. That ain't all it is to us. It's so much light, pure light going on inside of us. It's like a fireworks show going on in there. This is just the uniform. So the suggested actions are, when confronting our inner or outer demons, we need to take a mindful step back from our feelings and emotions in order to gain greater clarity. It's important not to get hung up on assessments and insults from others, as this can add to the weight of demonic power. If you are already feeling like shit, other people dumping their shit on you is going to make you feel worse. It's going to dim your light even more. If you a lamp and you put a shade over your lamp Another motherfucker come over there and throw a blanket or a shirt or something over your shade. That light is even dimmer. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be important about who we letting in our energy field, who we investing our energy to. And with the people that come with all that drama, always complaining, they always calling you for some advice and can't never think for themselves. Like, that shit is draining. Draw those boundaries. I'm not saying that you can't never commune with, be friends with, or connect with these people. But draw boundaries, because when you don't have it, you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? When you ain't in the mood for it, you ain't in the mood for it. That is protecting your energy. You can't be available for everybody all the time. Give from your overflow. If your cup ain't runneth over, you don't have it to give. So it says this card is all about cleansing ourselves on a spiritual level. Cleansing can occur by confronting, naming, and becoming aware of the subtle negativities that influence our emotions. Taking a step back through meditation, journaling, therapy, and other activities makes those little demons lose their grip on our consciousness. We need to be in the driver's seat of our own lives, not be dictated by a reactive backseat driver. That's what those demons are. They're in the backseat telling you where to turn, how to get there, where to go. You know what I'm saying? They giving you the road map. No, you're in control. Your higher self is in control. And it's time for your higher self to come to the forefront and shine its light. I pulled a bunch of decks that I was going to pull from. I don't want this video to go over an hour, which means we got a little time. I knew this one was going to be kind of long, but I wanted to make sure that I do bibliomancy from the Soul's Divine Journey. So I'm going to pull from the Work Your Light Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. And then I'm going to do some bibliomancy from the Soul's Divine Journey. We're going to close this out. Don't sleep on your light. Do not. Other people might sleep on it, and that's fine. Fuck them. You don't need no external validation. But you, don't you dare. If that's what you've been doing, we nipping that shit in the bud. God has so much in store for us as we make that commitment to shining our light. Because one thing about it, if you don't shine your light, how you going to connect with your tribe? How you going to connect with your people? How they going to know it's you? You know what I'm saying? How they going to know it's you that they click-clack with back in Egypt? How they going to know it's you that was the homeboy in Rome? You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't our first rodeo with each other, y'all. For many of us, we've done this shit before. But because of the masks and the pretenses and the fake shit and the you know, the shit we do and say to impress one another and to create this image and this character of who we are, we then prevent ourselves from connecting with the people who are truly our tribe, who are truly our people, who are truly meant to support us and will understand our inner demons. Because they'll be like, man, let me tell you about mine. It ain't just you. My shit show up like this. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you what I did to help heal that. You know what I'm saying? The thing that be the shit that's gonna pull you out of purgatory, pull you out of those dark, lonely places. You do not have to move through this shit by yourself. But you gotta start letting your light shine, and you gotta start pulling away those things that are dimming your light. And sometimes it ain't things, it's people. And you gotta understand that sometimes it's you. A lot of times it's you. Most of the time it's you. Spirit, please clarify this message for the collective at this time as we are rapping about the significance of the light. One thing about the light is truth. The light will not let a lie stand. You hear me? A lie cannot thrive when the light is present, when the truth is present. It just ain't. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that is significant about the light, about shining your light, about walking in the light. They said Jesus is the light of the world. Jesus was not playing with these people. And he wasn't the person who they told y'all he was. Because they like to present Jesus as this person who was like, okay, you can have the shirt off my back. You can have this cheek. Oh, damn, you gonna smack me in this cheek? Okay, here's the other. No, Jesus was at the temple knocking over tables. Y'all got my father fucked up. This what y'all doing in the temple? This ain't what you was commanded to do. You disgracing my father. How dare you? Jesus had anger. Righteous anger. For all the right reasons. So don't let nobody try to tell you that that your dark don't serve a purpose. And I'm going to get off on a little tangent because I've been reading about Mary Magdalene a lot. I've been reading the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, and it has been setting my damn soul on fire. Matter of fact, when I finish with y'all, I think that's what I'm going to do. Fix me a latte and go read me some Gospel of Mary Magdalene. But I believe Jesus was having sex too. Sure do. And I ain't mad at it. Star mother. How can you mother yourself? Take care of yourself. Man or woman, you are needed to tap into your inner divine feminine energy and figure out how to nurture yourself. For some of y'all that's asking for the help that you need, for some of y'all that's doing the research that you need to do to better help you face these demons or transmute this energy that you've been absorbing or cutting people off, whatever you need to do to create, a mother helps create a safe and secure, comfortable home. That is the energy of a divine feminine. You need to do this for yourself. You need to surround yourself with and prioritize people who bring this type of energy into your life. The energy of the star mother. And ask yourself, how can I nurture myself? I've been working like a Hebrew slave. How can I incorporate more rest in my life? I ain't been getting no exercise. I'm packing on a few pounds that I don't want. How can I, get up, stretch, move around, get my heart beat up, my heart rate up, and get in a caloric deficit? Or I'm tired of looking in the mirror and seeing my body look this way when I want it to look that way. How can I mother myself? How can I nurture myself and build my confidence? I'm tired of denying myself of this thing that I want, love, need, whatever. And how can you move those obstacles or jump over those hurdles in order to get that thing that fulfills you? For some of y'all, that person. How can you mother yourself and protect your life? Because you got to mother you know how mama is about her child, baby. I tell people, baby, I'm a gorilla without kids. Like, if I'm passionate about something, I'm playing no games. I can just imagine if I had children. Lord Jesus, you put that battery in my back. Oh my God. How can you do this for yourself? And that's been my challenge. How can I do that for myself? How can I show up as a better friend to myself? How can I nurture and mother myself? That's the challenge for y'all. How can you nurture and mother yourself? The ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you and not to you. What this tells me is that for many of y'all going through some shit, you feel like the bottom done fell out. You falling out with people, shit you've been doing or believing for a long time, you no longer believe or are confident about. Like, shit is getting shaken up for you. It's not happening to you, baby. It's happening for you. You just being cracked open so that the light can shine. So that light within can shine outwardly. You being broken down so that you can be rebuilt. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. I want to read the message of that one too. At the top of the deck, share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution, expansion. We've been talking about expansion since, expression. But the fact that I said expansion tells me there is some expansion going on. You being stretched. And you needed to express yourself. You needed to be more vocal. You needed to use your throat chakra. We talked about the me and my struggles with my throat chakra. But you need to use your throat chakra to speak your truth about how you feel about shit. Because you're an empath. You can't hold that shit in. You're going to combust. Which for a lot of you, it shows up as anger and rage. Because you've been holding shit in for a long time. So express yourself and come out of your cave. Stop hiding your light. Somebody gonna love it. Eat it up. leave no crumbs. So share your voice, speak your truth. You got this woman here, she's sitting here in this dark ass cave when you got all of this outside of oasis, pyramids, like stars and support. Star family waiting on her to come out so they can make some moves on her behalf. Show her some ancient wisdom and show her just how protected and loved she is and how she's meant to shine just like one of them. How that energy, that star energy is within her. You a star. You just been through, because of your experiences and for many of you things that have happened in your past life, have muffled your voice. I was meditating one time. I was doing a root chakra meditation. And the lady said in the guided meditation, she was like, okay, picture a time where you were persecuted or something like that, which is the message in this card, persecution. Right down here. And I saw myself hanging from a tree by a noose. And from there, I started to see where in another lifetime, I was a medicine woman. I was one who used my gifts and talents and my voice to help people. And I was killed for it. I was persecuted for it. When you got that type of shit that's in your DNA or in your Akashic records of lifetimes that you've lived, listen, it's affecting you in this lifetime. I'm telling you, the shit is deep. You thinking, oh, it's just because my daddy wasn't there and nobody told me to look people in the eye when I'm talking to them and speak up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get the attention that I deserve. Yeah, that play a part, but it's also some deeper shit that's going on that you got to work with too. And if you don't understand those concepts of how that stuff works, then you need to humble yourself and ask for the help that you need from people who do. Because you have a responsibility. For many of you, you are the ones who are chosen to break the chains. Break them ancestral patterns. Break those behavioral chains that have kept you low vibrational. It's time out for the bullshit. Whatever your daddy did, whatever your mama did, you are not meant to relive that shit. You're not meant to carry that on. God saw fit, you saw fit, before signing your soul contract and coming reincarnating into this reality, into this realm at this point in time. You said, I can do that. I can shoulder that. I can handle that. I can use that experience to learn how to be more like this. I can endure that abuse or whatever, you know what I'm saying, so that I can evolve into this person and help people who have endured abuse. I can break that chain within that family line. That shit that's been going on for 7 generations. I could be the one to come down there and do the work. You got this. You got it. You breaking ancestral patterns. Healing. Rewriting the future. We no longer repeating these narratives. We're rewriting the narrative by honoring our light, by honoring our empathic nature. I want to read the Ever Unfolding Rose. I feel like that is very self-explanatory, so I'm not going to. Therefore, I have time to do this bibliomancy and close this message out. Because I'm pretty sure I done woke some of y'all asses low. I understand. She be wearing me low too. What you think I be up in here doing? I promise you, I practice what I preach. I try to. I don't want to be that person that, you know, I'm teaching people and telling them this, that, and the third, and then you look at me and I'm doing the exact opposite. Like, no. I want to be about that life as well. Oh, let's see. Regardless of this, I actually welcome you to study and observe me through your mental senses. But please just be aware of the inherent nature of your mind. For the message of sound, spirit, and the Satguru is intended to address the soul within you. Spiritual truth circumvents the mind entirely. Even though many times the mind will try to understand what is being said, almost as though it is a life or death issue. Stop trying to take a logical approach to your spiritual journey. Surrender that shit. Using your mind, your logic, your masculine energy has what has gotten you up to this point. Honor it as such. But now it's time to incorporate a more feminine, intuitive, spiritual, emotional aspect of yourself, because you have a dual nature. Whether you are a man or a woman, you have masculine and feminine energy. One may be more dominant than the other. One may be how you physically show up in this world and represent yourself. But at the end of the day, it's this journey. Much of it is about us integrating and balancing our masculine and feminine energy. And so for many of us, our mind has been in the front seat driving, because we live in a patriarchal society, and so that is what's supported. But it's also what's been fucking us up. The mind, through intellect, reason, and logic, futilely attempts to give truth some type of meaning and form. But in reality, truth does not exist within the levels of the mind. That's not where the light dwells. The light don't dwell in the mind, baby. The light dwells in the heart. And that is why you are being led to move from the heart. And that is why a lot of us have these experiences, especially those of us who identify with the twin flame journey, that bust your heart wide open. Have you loving it in ways that you experience and love in ways that you never even imagined, so that you can create that shift and get out of your head and into your heart and start to move from your heart. Because guess what? That's what Jesus did. Christ represents unconditional love. Christ was not Albert Einstein, a brainiac. You know what I'm saying? So it says, truth is a vibration that resides above all duality. We're just talking about that. Above cause and effect and far above the mind. The attributes of the mind, intellect, reason, logic, and discrimination are all byproducts of the universal mind power, and yet these are the tools we initially use in our spiritual search. So what this says is, yeah, in the beginning of your journey, you try to approach it that way, but you're advancing, you're expanding, you're growing, you're elevating. And that's leading you from your head to your heart to explore some other tools, like what's being provided here about clearing and protecting your energy, grounding yourself, shielding yourself, operating from the heart, tapping in with your emotions. We must recognize that our very own mind is composed of positive and negative vibrations, and that all life contains these dual properties as well. Before I can discuss what truth is, the truth is the light, I have to discuss what it is not. As you observe life, you will find that everything has this stamp of duality. Male and female, good and bad, love and hate, day and night, truth and untruth, awareness and lack of awareness, knowing who you are and who you are not. Duality stamps everything, and the mind can only operate through this construct of the dual forces. The mind is a great pretender. We can walk about in the outside world in nice clothes. We can drive new cars. We can live in beautiful homes. And we can project ourselves to our friends and neighbors as someone who has got it together. This is just the mind projecting its pride and vanity to others. When we are alone in the privacy of our own room, however, we do not feel quite the same way. This is an example of the mind's inherent duality. There are always two sides to any issue when viewed through the mind, but truth always remains singular. So your hesitancy to embrace the master is actually a natural response emerging from the dual nature of your mind. If you can suspend your wariness long enough to allow yourself the opportunity to gain some firsthand experience, you can yourself put these fears to rest. You don't need nothing and nobody outside of you to put your fears to rest. You got it. It's within you. But you're going to have to start with cultivating a life on a day-to-day by identifying who and what drains you. Confront your inner demons. transmuting that negative energy into positive energy, owning the fact that your mind will send you out and will talk you out of some blessings that your heart is trying to lead you to. That the mind has a negative and positive nature. Which one you gonna choose? Because you do have a choice. Are you going to choose to align with people who support you and lift you up and speak to the king or the queen in you? Or are you going to continue to invest your energy in people who keep you low vibe, in places that keep you low vibe? Y'all, I pray to God that y'all do this work to acknowledge the significance of your light and let it shine, that you do your part and carry your cross. Like the saying say, must Jesus carry the cross alone? Nope. We all got a cross to bear. So I pray that you're taking up your cross, that you're putting yourself first, that you're not turning the other cheek, but instead honoring yourself, and that you are being courageous enough to be open and vulnerable about your dark spaces, that you are open to new experiences and the help and the therapies, the different ways, the different modalities that you can cultivate healing within your life, that you have the strength to confront your fears and share your voice, that you have the courage to show up as your authentic self as you know it to be at this point, that you get excited about getting to know and pulling back those layers that are keeping your authentic self from coming forth and shining forth. Like, I pray that the journey no longer scares you, but excites you about who you becoming. But yeah, with that being said, y'all, if you need assistance in any of these things that have been pointed out to you that are necessary for shining your life, feel free to reach out to me at turquoisemajesty@gmail.com. I'm currently running a special on love readings for Valentine's Day. So if you want to take advantage of that, just DM or email me. I hope the message found y'all well. If it didn't find you well, I hope something was said that leaves you well. And don't forget to like the video should something have been said that you liked. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And with that being said, y'all, peace.